Catch up on all the live shows right here on africatechradio.com.
Ride-hailing apps are upgrading their system, especially when it comes to feature for safety, because a lot of complaints over the years, I would say majority last year and into this month, and especially looking at how in certain African countries, the financial situation also, especially in Kenya. I remember reading an article where they said they stopped some of these drivers from boarding their passenger from a certain location just because the rate at which the integrity of the company has been compromised. It's been greatly compromised that people don't even trust going on the platform to order a ride. They would rather take a ride from the locals, the taxi drivers, and just be on their journey. I remember when this platform came that we can actually order a ride from wherever we are rather than going to the bus stop or junction to look for a taxi guy, or to just wanting to keep taxi guys' numbers. I used to do it. Reminds me of my days in the university. I'll always just like, Olga, can I get your number so that if I'm returning, I don't have to be looking for taxi or a cab. I'll just ring the person, and it became easy where I could just be on my phone whenever I'm ready to leave whatever location I find myself. Is as easy as just going on the app and just requesting for a ride. And that's the greatness that has happened, and a lot of things have infuriated the system of operation, and safety has been compromised on a larger scale. So I'm going to be speaking with Olumide Shode, who is a software developer, and she's someone who actually believes that technology can be used to make lives better, and she has done that by founding the Alarrt app, which is a platform that helps people navigate the routes, whatever you call it, the traffic situation. They give you heads up, and of course, when in cases of where there are road emergencies, sometimes this emergency you don't even know what's happening 30 minutes ahead of you. You're probably planning on taking that route, and you discover maybe by going on the Alarrt app, there is no go area because it's blocked, or there's a protest, or there's a road diversion, maybe the construction is going. So they keep you with staying up to date with what's happening on the road. It's more like you having a weatherman as a friend. You get it? So it's like having a road official as your friend, your companion, just in your back pocket or on your palm. I really like the thoughts that goes into creating this. So Olumide is actually a software developer, like I said, and she also has passion for using technology to ensure the safety of Nigerians and African citizens with a dependable emergency response system. Also, she's the founder of this app, a social app which is Alarrt. It's an app that helps inform commuters of road disturbance around them. I have Olumide here with me. She's been here early. I love when my guests, they come early. Hi, Olumide.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank you. I'm really enjoying. I was just listening, and I'm like enjoying the show already.
Oh,
it's like I'm part of the show.
I mean, you're part of the show today. We're co-hosting this thing together. When I was speaking to you earlier, yes. I told you it's just like a chit chat. Just sit with me and tell me what's really happening. Let's on board together. What's going on? So I'm going to start by asking your day. How is it going so far for you? And how are you feeling about the day? I feel brand new today. I don't know. A lot is happening. I just feel brand new. How do you feel?
Well, I feel good. It's been quite an interesting day. I know there is the work as usual, but it's also been quite interestful. So I say this, that's from, I think, there is this thing that my colleagues shared with me, the Thread app that is trending and all of that. So, and they were like, oh, we should, get on board, bring Alarrt there and things like that. So, yeah, my day has actually been very good.
I mean, I'm just pushing that also to almost every business person I know. Let's leverage. I mean, this is new, and nobody wants to be left behind again. I usually say this on the show that technology has made it to the point where if you snooze, you lose. Like
I tell
everybody's
you,
trying to be at
yes,
the forefront. I don't want to carry last, that kind of thing. So it's
yeah,
really good. I mean, that's
yes.
the giddy feeling I have today about this new platform. I don't know. It just feels like a brand new gift to me, Sha. Ah,
I
anyways.
know, and it's up to us to you know maximize it to our benefit.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah,
business operations and everything. We've seen how important these social platforms are in helping business target larger audience and the likes of it. And of course, pushing whatever offerings or features or what the company is all about. We can see how the algorithm favors marketing also. So it's really a good thing to recognize the benefits that whatever creation was made with tech tools, to know the benefits on time so you can be able to grab and grasp all the good things that is supposed to have. Not that when they've used it, you're not be like, how are some people influencers and we are not? How are some
yeah,
people
just
getting
yeah.
these numbers and I barely get 10 people to even like or one person to comment? You have to be at the forefront. And this is why I encourage people, keep listening to Africa Tech Radio. We do this every day, guys, every single day. And I bring amazing people like Olumide today on the show to talk about issues that concerning to you and I and helpful also. So today I'm talking about road disturbance and ní ojú ẹlẹ́gbà o, my eye don see shege. Olumide, please just tell me, have you ever had like a road rage or an unpleasant event on the road before? Any experience?
Plenty,
Please give us
plenty.
the gist.
Okay, so basically, I would say there are times when things are happening, as you said, things are happening on the road and you do not know. So I think I don't know if you are conversant with or familiar with. There's this bridge before you get to Bega Magodo or Tedola Bridge
Oh,
and
the
the
one that
likes.
caught fire some years ago.
Yes, yes.
And I had
So you
something
find
more
out that
happened. Whether some months or something. That road, I'm scared of it. I wouldn't lie. If I'm going, there have to be
as
doing
in,
sign of the cross.
as in, the different things that you can never really tell. So yeah, I've had a couple of experiences, and there are some that you just find out that you just have to get them at 1 a.m. From traffic to probably a disturbance like an accident, more like a container, and for that reason a lot of people are stuck. And then we also have, although this isn't like a personal experience, we also have various things, we know about the one chance that goes on. And so, yeah, they're just numerous.
So let's explain one chance for people who are listening. They are not Nigerians, but maybe Africans or people from other places listening. What's one chance?
Okay, so one chance is this, like the name implies, it's like one chance. So you want to get into a vehicle, you find out that the vehicle is almost full, just maybe one or two more passengers to get in, and then probably you're in a rush, you just get in, and then on the route, on the journey, you then realize that almost everyone on that vehicle knows each other, and it's like a con to either rob or to just perform some fraudulent acts. So that's one chance.
So commuters were like probably in a hurry and they don't have the time to verify the people they are getting in a car with. So they fall victim to this. And this is going to lead me into the conversation around the app you found, the Alarrt app. So before we start talking about how this came to be, let's explain what this app is all about.
Okay, thank you for that. So you've actually done justice. Alarrt app is your safety buddy. It's your road buddy. It's a social app that has been created primarily for commuters. It keeps them safer, either at home, but most especially on the go, by informing them and alerting them, to if there is any kind of disturbance on their routes that could possibly make them spend that additional 30 minutes to 1 hour or more on the road. Then we also know that, emergencies do not give a heads up, before they strike. And if an emergency, so we're in Nigeria, right? If an emergency were to happen, what majority of Nigerians would do is either call on Aradugo, Aradugbo is like your neighbors to, okay, please help me, or you leverage, you call a friend or leverage social media. But we realize that this here doesn't, easily like guarantee that, assistance will be rendered. And this is just you at home. So what if you're on the road and something happens? Who do you call? How do you get help? So through the Alarrt app also, we're also able to further keep commuters safer by, there is the ability for you to, call for help. You can use the SOS button to just signal for help. It alerts us, alerts our emergency partners. If you have your SOS contacts, also alerts them. You could also call, that's the phone call first aid. If there's something happening like an emergency, you witness an accident, where the responder can then tell you, practical step-by-step tips or, insights that you could take to just, make whoever the victim is a bit much more comfortable before further help gets there. So I don't know if I did justice.
I think I like the fact that this actually has the concern of almost everybody, both private commuters and people who also use public means of transportation. It has everybody on check, like trying to look out for everyone. So while you're speaking, I was just thinking the emergency response, especially we in Nigeria. I know the app is originally built in our very own country, Nigeria, and I'm going to start here with some of the prevalent issues we have, which is emergency response. You talked about using the dial code on the app, or even you can dial a number using your SOS and you still get emergency support. How fast or how quick are people able to get this emergency support? And in regards to partnership, who are the people on board with you guys, and how are they stationed on the road to give this support?
Okay, so I would say the response is quite fast. So we take our partners very seriously, and to make sure that we're able to guarantee that fast and reliable emergency assistance whenever the need arises. We partner with more of private emergency responders. So we have, you would know them, Emergency Response Africa. So they have a wide network of responders in-house, and also responders that also work with them. So I would say they cover like a very wide range across Lagos. So irrespective of where you are in Lagos, not just Lagos, they also have full coverage in Abuja and Port Harcourt. But right now, Alarrt is primarily active in Lagos, so we focus on Lagos. So then for other scenarios where we know that this is more of something that we need the state road safety to come on board, we use their contacts. So we have the emergency contacts, and they also have their private lines where we contact and just alert them that there is a container that needs to be like a vehicle that broke down that needs to be towed so that people can pass through easily and things like that. So for this, we know that this here goes beyond medical support. This one needs much more hands on deck. So they are the ones that can cover that. But for emergency response and assistance, medical assistance, we have our private partners who are able to do that.
I like the fact that the people you're partnering with, they have other responders who are stationed at different spots. And I'm checking out the Emergency Response Africa, and I see they have a wide reach, and it's actually good that the goals align. You need citizens to be safe, they need citizens to be safe. You are creating a platform where the citizen, in terms of emergency, rather than just screaming their voice off, they can easily, even while panicking, go on their phone quickly. I mean, the closest thing to anybody right now is your phone.
It's your phone. I'm telling you.
I feel like my phone is like my boyfriend. If you want to break my heart, you think he's a guy that will serve me breakfast, please just steal my phone. By stealing my phone, you've destabilized me. You've turned my head upside down, because first, is it the price? Is it my data information I have on my phone? So having my phone be like my emergency support is also a thing I think that
Okay.
people mostly don't pay attention to, and it's very key. So this is going to take me to the next question around safety measures. I know on the app you share some safety measures. So if people have this app, is it that they get the safety measures as notifications? Because sometimes I just like to be reminded that Bible is on my phone. So what they do is send me Bible verses. So what do you guys do to keep people on the go and in the knowing that you're solidly going with them on the journey? So Mafo, don't be afraid.
Okay. Okay. So yes. So Alarrt is, more of a communication and a notification platform. So we leverage push notifications, majorly push notifications to for the alerts, to alert you if there is like anyone reports something that's been verified that is going on. You get the notification on your phone. And for other scenarios, like where we know that this is really, really urgent, probably you don't have your data on, we also leverage the SMS and notification. Most importantly, this has to do with if it's more of like a medical emergency. But to share information, safety tips, we leverage our push notifications, we leverage our other channels like our newsletters, we leverage our social media. We are very heavy also on social media apps where we know that we have a lot of people. So we do that. The alert itself, there is no hard and fast rule that says, maybe you get it every day or every week. It's just as it comes or as it happens, you get notified.
Okay, I'm going to ask you for some tips, but before I ask you, I'm going to drag us back. Let's not be in the sky too much, because I know you are always in the cloud, software developer, always on cloud nine. Like,
okay.
So but let's come down to earth and see what's happening around us. So with this new thread onboarding, in 7 hours they've been able to collate over 10 million people sign up or switched. Let's look at Alarrt app. What's the progress level? How has it been like since the inception of this app?
Okay, so I would say we've been growing.
No pressure. I'm not pressuring. Not because I said thread came with 10 million within hours. No pressure.
Okay, so we've been growing quite steadily. I know to a large extent. And when we first launched, we launched as a web app. But then from feedbacks and the likes, we realized, this would actually be much more faster to access if it was a mobile app that you have closer to you, so you don't have to go on Google and start searching. So we then created the app where you can easily install and make sure that you get notified. So I would say our user growth, our number growth has been definitely not as fast as Meta and the likes, but we are moving. We are progressing. We're getting there.
Someday. I can't even wait for you guys to throw some banners and balloons on the timeline. I love progress. I don't know. That's the reason why I say I'm excited for Thread. I'm excited for Mark Zuckerberg. It's not like he's going to give me anything, but I just like seeing people make moves. And I can't wait for you guys to do so much amazing things. And I see the future for you guys is really great. Who is going to, like I was saying in the intro, who is going to believe that from your phone you could call a taxi man? Remember back in the days, you have to go look for taxi from the junction of your streets. Or
I'm telling you,
start calling your friend, please, do you have a taxi man that can come and pick me up at these odd hours? But right now, see how the world is. So I feel like emergency response is also something that should go as close as these ride hailing apps are also working. So this is going to lead me to asking, are you guys in partnership with some of these companies or people who have registered vehicles? Do they register on your app to be able to get navigation or a description of what's happening on the road, heads up with some safety measures and the likes of it? So do you guys have partnership or registration process with these people?
Okay, so the registration process is a bit open-ended. So it's basic. We target commuters, we target private, you have your own vehicle, private car owners. Then for ride-hailing services, they are also, we also target them, but we currently don't have like a partnership, like a partnership with them at the moment. But it's something that we plan to roll out or like embark on, I would say
It's in
by
the books.
September. It's
Okay.
in the works.
Yeah.
They've been at, they've been on our, radar, and we intend to like reach out and just let them know that, see the benefit of, coming on board, not just onboarding them, but onboarding, letting them see the potential of, their drivers, their riders being there, and not just riders, but also their users. So it's more like a service added, value added service, or safety added
Another
value.
thing ringing in my head right now is about data protection, because most people,
Okay.
they would rather go register their vehicle under this company, because now there's government regulation that kind of hamper on how data is being transferred. Because if I'm going to be getting on this app, I'm thinking, is my information as safe as me being safe on the road? Because the way cyber hackers are moving now, it's like the way
Yeah.
tech solution is coming up is the way tech menace is actually rising. So what are the measures you people are taking in safeguarding the data for this registered users of your app?
Okay, so for data protection, so it's more of, we have this secured in our database. We currently don't use all the machine learning and for encryption and all of that at the moment, but I would say that our data, our users' data are like very, very secure. We ourselves the only time we might need to, probably just get to know who your emergency, that's if you've onboarded anyone as your emergency contact, or like just try to get in touch with you, is if you've actually requested for assistance. So that is just we as the company. So we keep it very private.
Because I'm asking all
Yeah.
of this is like me, let's say I'm on Third Milan Bridge, which is like the fourth longest bridge in Africa or the world set.
Yeah.
So I'm there like very odd hour, maybe 12:30 or 1 a.m., like coming back from the streets. Then my vehicle just got spoiled on the road, and I'm thinking of, okay, if I reach out to you guys, I want to be sure that you people are the one coming to save me from the situation, and not feeling like, okay, after sharing my data or my information or location, I still need to be double checking. So that's the reason why I'm asking all of this, because data is key and it's important. Yeah.
Okay, so I would say that for requests like that, it's actually much more private. If you're alerting the public or just sharing information for public awareness, then that is more public. But for requests like this, they're actually private. So just
take it to the DM.
Yeah, straight to the, exactly.
But they get the response that they need on time. That's the cocoa. So let me bring it back to you, because I'm sure, is there any other feature that you guys are offering so that I've not touched on?
So other benefits are alternative routes, just alternative routes to bypass either traffic, or like if there's a blockage or disturbance on the road. So there's that. And then there is we try to make it as social as possible. So the ability to share this information across your social media to further notify those that are not, on alert, so they are aware. So we have the ability to share across socials, and we also have more like an explore feed. So in case this is not necessarily like an alert, but you just want to ask a question. Oh, okay, so I heard there's something going down at Yanoworo. Who can confirm what is the update of this thing? So others on the platform can also comment, and you get more information. So, but we have a couple others benefits and features, but they're I would say they're still in the works. But for these ones I've mentioned, they're actually live.
Great. I mean, while you're speaking, I'm just thinking of how we say there's no longer community, but when you go on social media and you discover people have a problem, then you find out people are giving opinions or sharing ideas on how to salvage the situation. So coming on Explore to actually put up an update using the app is actually a good way to go. Another thing is navigation. I feel sometimes Google Map can carry you to the extreme of places because gonna carry you, they go where you don't know. Like, you can just go. If you asking your driver, are you sure? The driver will tell you, that's what the map is telling me,
That's what it's
sister.
telling me.
See the map. It say I should turn left. You say, but there's a shortcut when you take the right turn. Then you can turn around and link up with the left turn, and that's faster. The driver like, but that's what Google Map is telling me. So I think for me, an indigenous app like this is actually greatly welcome, because who knows the road better than the people who stay in the area? Do you get?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking or foreseeing that that's what you will be working with, like more of rather than using the Google method of the general road mapping, we now have like people who know shortcuts just jump on this app and build a better app that navigates the road and suitable for the geographical location, if you get what I mean.
Yes.
So I'm hoping that's what you are offering. Meanwhile, let's go into the world of a tech founder and being a female founder. And I see this lady I'm talking to, she's so young and so sissy, you know. So how's it been? I mean, being the founder is a whole lot of work. How do you manage
I'm
to
telling you.
navigate it? What's your secret?
My secret has actually been, I would say, my team. So it's very important for you to have people you can really, really rely on, and that they see the vision of what you are building and they are really, passionate and committed to this. Now, it's been a bit, I would say, as a founder, me having technical background, has been like a lifesaver in terms of, application, updates, implementation, and things like that. But then you realize that it's not just the tech. For every product, there's the tech, there's the business, there's the marketing, there's the sales, there's so many things, right?
Were you informed?
I was not.
You were not informed. But have you been able to manage it? It shocked you, but I'm sure you found your way. So what's the what's the balance you found? Because some people will be like, there's no work-life balance. So do you believe in that, or you found your own way?
So there is. So I believe in I think before I just try to organize the things I need to do. And I try as much as possible to just make sure that I'm able to cover them. That's a day before. Mm-hmm. And there is this thing. So I'm more of a morning person. I'm much more active in the morning. So I quickly get to do the things I want to do, maybe very, very early in the morning. So by 8, when 7, 8, when everyone is already awake here and there, I can, attend to people and family and work and all of that. So I think that has helped me. Then I would also say, to a large extent, that's covering the whole aspect of, running a business, your company and the likes. Incubator programs, accelerator programs have really, really been helpful. Like, I'm always, I always look out for them, and I've actually, attended a couple, which, the results and the things I learned from them have been, really, really
let's break this down for people who are kind of young entrepreneurs or people who have been in the game but are still trying to match up with this whole tech advancement. You mentioned about the incubators and accelerator programs. First, can you just give a quick brief of what it is and why it's important that people attach themselves to programs like this?
Okay. So programs like this, incubators, accelerators, they're more of, it's more of like a mini MBA program where you get to learn business skills. You get to learn several insights that covers like every aspect of your business, of running a business for a company. So it's more like, like a 3 months to 6 months being in the mini university, where you have practical guidance, you have one-on-one guidance, you have, those that are already running their own company come to, coach you, you have your advisory. And as I said, the things you get to learn covers managing people operation, managing your team, financial literacy. That's, I run from things like that. Then there's the legal aspects, making sure that you are safe, you are secure, and not. So there's also the day-to-day business operation. There is the marketing, very, very important. So that marketing trends changes based on what people are, doing. So I think about 6 months ago, you'd hardly find people, talking about how to use this. I'm sorry, I'm bringing it back to the
It's
Threads app,
okay.
but then
That's what's
in three,
happening
six
today
months,
now.
as the in 3 6 months from now, you find out that you might even have like tutorials on YouTube and some things telling you how to maximize, how to do this, grow your business using. So you get to learn like tangible things that can insights that can help you just grow your business. So whether you are just starting out, you just have an idea, or you are already like in business in the market, the scope of things you learn, they are not limited to you just already having thousands and millions in revenue. You could just have an idea and still get into these programs, and you would find great impact.
That's great, because most times people see these programs and they'll be like, I don't just want to go waste my time. Those kind of things. Like sometimes you need community. I could also hear from you mentorship. You have people who are guiding you. How's it been raising funds? Because most times I hear from being in the tech space, you always hear guys say, oh, this person just raised this series of funds, this person in the motion of raising funds. And how's it been? Because mostly females, I rarely hear them. It's not like it doesn't happen, but it's kind of not so.
Yeah,
you get it.
it's not so loud.
It's not so loud. So how's it been? Because doing this is going to cost a whole lot of money.
Cost money, yeah. So we've not like raised the Silicon Valley kind of raising of funds, but another benefit of these accelerators and incubators is some of them come with pre-seed funding. Grants, which can come in grants, or like equity, where you give out equity or shares, to get some of this cash to make sure you can still run your business. They've really been a lifesaver. So from the incubators and accelerators we participated in, we've been able to get grants. So I would say it has been more of grants right now that, just makes sure that we are still functional and that we can still sustain ourselves. But then we also have targets for, the investor, raising from, so, but that doesn't happen, overnight. That takes time. It's just when it happens, it's all over the news, but you find out that, the whole process actually started like some while back. But yeah, for you to get grants or faster funding, you could also from the incubators and accelerators, you could look out for those that also come with seed funding. That has been very helpful.
Yeah. One question. It's a funny question. I like the fact that you're still taking whatever you can get. You're not giving up. You will get to the series. You raise the funds and everything. But you will not leave. I like people who don't leave money on the table, especially if the money could actually help in pushing your business or pushing your idea to reality or pushing it to a good, solid position where you can now boldly request for the huge amount. But there is something that Y Combinator VC said recently. Before I say what he said, I'm going to ask you just this simple question. You're young, bubbly. Some of us, our legs are still on the streets. So is your leg on the streets or you are off the streets?
Oh my God. Okay, so what's
are you still in the borough? Are you still in town running things? Why running your app by the side? Because this next thing, whatever your response is determining whatever this person said as true or fact. Yeah.
Okay. So it's necessary. You can't just sit in one place. So I know that I freelance. So more of freelance, taking on projects that,
That's still work. I'm talking about when someone say I'm on the street, there's either two things. You're hustling to make the shutters and everything, or you're on the street partying, social life. You get it? So how high on you are you on being on the streets?
We are still hustling though, God have mercy. To an extent.
Well, the reason why I said or I asked is because a Y Combinator VC said he doesn't like to put his money on founders who are still having their legs on the street, like still
on the street,
being a party boy or a party girl, still participating highly in all these social activities. He would rather put his money on somebody who is dedicated to pushing that company, who is highly focused on the growth of what the person is building. So that's the reason why I asked, because most people would say, oh, just give me the money and I will do this, but their lifestyle is depicting some other things. It doesn't mean your social life is extracted from you. I think it's a conversation that most people don't usually talk about. So it's the reason why I asked, because I don't want it to look like I felt attacked. Like, how can this man be saying that serious people cannot build? But I get his point. I get it. Do you get his point, or you believe that people should?
Yeah, I think I get his point. But basically, it also comes down to you can't generalize. So it comes down to the person. So it's just you being whoever it is, being able to, I think time management is very, very important. It's one key thing too that helps. Yes. Yeah. So we are Nigerians. We are not. Of course, pardon me, but I would say we are not lazy.
Some weeks ago, and she's South African. So when she came here for business, she had to learn how to talk business in social setting, and I'm like, that's how we roll.
Yes, so
some of us, it's not like you want to be on the streets, but when you know that the people that you need to suck or siphon something from, maybe information, connection, maybe someone to even lead you to another person, you need to go and meet that person in a social setting where the mood and atmosphere, and we Nigerians, now by mood. It's really lovely speaking with you, Olumide. I'm having so much great time on the show, but time. Before you run out, I'm going to ask you this question around safety tips. I know you share some tips on your social platform, so can you share some with us on here? 3 measures or safety tips that we can all practice and that can help us even in the homes, because I see you also share support for emergency response and first aid in the house. So please share with us 3 safety tips.
Okay, so I would say for these 3, I would say more of before you get in and even while on the ride. So before you get into the ride, you've already mentioned it earlier, to check and cross-check the plate number. But it's also very important that you also confirm the face of the driver. Know his real face. If you are seeing on the app that the person is dark-skinned, and then you're finding out that the person that is in the vehicle is light-skinned or something, you want to do your due diligence. Just make sure that, it's the right person. And there's this thing where I also I've started implementing, which is when you in a vehicle, in a ride-hailing service, just don't always sit beside the driver. You could sit at the back of the passenger seat, but irrespective, still make sure that you are vigilant. It's a private ride, so there's that comfort, but it's not your house, so you don't want to sleep off, you don't want to doze off. Probably you've had a very long day and you don't want to have sensitive conversations there. And the reason why I said you could sit at the back of the passenger seat that's adjacent is it's a bit harder for anyone to just put something beside you and threaten you to do whatever their bidding is. So then the other one I would also say is, I think you should always share your location, your live location, with trusted people, that's family and friends, especially when you are going on a trip. Always share your location. It just helps, just in case. That's majorly it. One other thing in which I always try to, if in my control, is I avoid vehicles that, especially private vehicles, that the glasses are very tinted, too tinted. I can't see you, no one can see me. No. So I try to avoid that. And when you get in, make sure that you can still open the vehicle's door from inside. You still have control over that. You don't want to make sure find out that probably you need to open the door and then you can't get out, you're stuck in. Then last but not the least, there is this thing. Okay, so I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
It's a very exciting topic for me.
All right.
So these things are things you see in Hollywood, Fast and Furious, and you think, it's not possible. But it's possible. So there's one thing
of cars or flying off the bridge.
No, people just okay, no, not that extreme.
People turning, but people taking a bend and going zoom. Is that what you mean?
No.
Okay, what do you mean?
Okay, so what I mean is, from the trunk of the car, that's the boot. People, depending on the vehicle, they can actually get into the back seat. So you should, if possible. This is something that we don't, really, really do. but it's possible and it's happening. But it's probably not that rampant, so that's why it's not yet trending. So always check always check the boots, whether it could be, if there is like any, you don't want to be stopped on the road and then they find out that there's something there and then you get waylaid, or like a person there that can easily just come from the back to just tell you hands up or things like that. So I think that's to crown it off.
Yeah, I was even thinking of one more before you suggested of dropping one more. I wanted to ask for people who use public means of commuting. So is it okay? Like, wait now. Some of the trips that people take, I've had experiences also. Some of the accidents are kind of something that could be avoided, but because the driver is kind of, how, especially in Lagos, guys, Lagos, if you think you're a very good driver, come to Lagos, you will see different variation of mad drivers. So sometimes a guy could actually be driving a vehicle with close to 30 people and making decisions that are solely his own decision, not caring for the safety of people he's carrying. So in a situation like that, safety tip number one is me. I usually send slap if I'm behind the person. Like, then it's better for me and you to fight than for us to go to the other and not recognize why we are here. This is not the bus stop. So what do you suggest in a situation where the driver is not taking heed to the road measures or the road description or proper driving?
Okay, so I think the first thing you could also do is, number one, caution the driver. And I think if the driver has been very reckless, but if other passengers also like everyone then shouts. We women, we have when we then like two or three are gathered, so we talk and then they listen sometimes. But in situations where they do not listen, if you've not paid for your fare, you could threaten, "Oh, guy, I won't come down." They don't want you to come down because they've probably taken, you're already halfway through the journey. They don't want to lose that money. So when you threaten to come down, some of them also listen. And but majorly, I would say it's more of cautioning, keep on, it shouldn't just be something
in that direction. Is there a safety measure that could easily be employed in avoiding all of these things, or a way where these local drivers can have proper information on what's happening on the road? Because most of them, what they depend upon is maybe another commercial driver who is on the same road, the alternate road, coming back, or they are going forward. They now start asking what's happening in front. So how do we encourage that they use this particular app, Alarrt, to get information of what's ahead of them or the road they're about to board on?
Okay, so for public transport drivers, that is something we are still looking into, and because we say that because some of them don't have the Android devices and probably Apple devices, and the devices they need to at least even access the app. For those that have, there's that sensitization that needs to go out so that they are even informed that there's something like this that could help their daily driving. And for those that do not have access to these smart devices, other channels that we can employ, they're not yet, it's still something that it's still in the works. But one thing I would also say, like a safety measure, is in situations where you now find out that everyone has been talking and the driver is still not listening, I think you should probably the person should be the second driver, just looking out, being actively looking out for, it's as though you are also the assistant driver, so you can quickly shout and tell him, oh yeah, stop, look at and things like that. So he's more aware, just so that you can get to your destination and just drop off from that vehicle.
When you said just get to your destination and drop off, I just have series of faces play, because whenever you escape these crazy public drivers, everybody come down and just give a maybe insulting sign, maybe scream at the person, throw the waka sign. Or some people hit slam the door, or some people kick the because when you're coming there, you're I can't believe I just spent some crazy minutes with you. Oh my goodness. Thank you
as
so
well.
much for being on the show, Olumide. It's great having you on this show. I can't wait for you to come back and share
Thank
with
you.
us some of the great stories and triumph of Alarrt app. And I can't wait. Is it just operating in Nigeria, or have you guys started leveraging on other African countries?
So right now it's just Nigeria at the
Okay.
moment.
Don't worry, we're
But
flying. We're
we,
flying the green, white, green flag with pride.
yeah,
I mean, with pride. In few years' time, you fly so much flags. Is what I wish and hope for you guys.
thank
At
you.
Alarrt. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me. Any last word you
You're
want to
welcome.
say before you go? You see, I told you it's girly juice. See, the juice is like, don't go now, don't end. But we have to do this.
Okay.
So, last word before
Yeah.
you go.
So I would say that well, if it's possible, I would just like to share that we've been building, but we have like Alarrt 2.0 that is coming to both Play Store and App Store. There are, as I mentioned, from feedbacks from market research, we've been able to build something better and much more solid. So it's going live in August 23rd. But basically, you could check our socials for much more safety tips, and the link
So
in our bio to.
what's your social handle for people who would like to link up?
Okay. So our social handle is Alarrt app. ALARRT, then app. Alarrt app. Yeah. So you can just get more insights and sign up, to be amongst the wait list. Then we also have free ebooks, which I know that could be very beneficial to you. You could also use the link in bio to download and then just enjoy.
I like that. I like giveaways. I like free things. Thank you
I
so
know,
much,
right?
Olumide.
Thank you. You've been really amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much also for making time to be on the show. I appreciate
All right.
you sharing all of this information with us. All right. Do have
You're
yourself
welcome.
a very, very lovely afternoon and a beautiful week
Yeah.
ahead.
You too. You too. Bye. Bye, everyone.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to catch up on all the live shows right here on africatechradio.com.